Hey, good morning, good morning. Or, again, as usual, good afternoon if you are on the East Coast. So there is, as the caption says, a ton that has been going on and so much more coming up. So I just figured we'd check in on each other's adventures today. And I first have to apologize. I have been admonished a few times. One, you can see Yanni and Joey. They are post-travel advisors. We went to Phoenix and we did not take them. We also did not take Vu, right here, his best bird friend, and being that it was a best friend trip with my best friend and, of course, artist friend and mixologist friend, because she is ridiculously multi-talented. Now, I've been told it was wrong of me not to take Poe's best bird friend, so I apologize. I am aware that they're stuffed animals, and I'm aware that I'm a little bit extra crazy today. But between lack of sleep and a whole lot of coffee, I think I've earned it. So, speaking of coffee, and you can see I have 1,000 things behind me here. So we have a lot of things I get to share with you. Speaking of that most recent adventure, this lovely book here. This is Riley Sager's new book, The Unknown. I'm very excited. This is his 10th novel, and I get to read it. I have a signed copy. Now, most of you guys know I generally audiobook, so I'm actually on the wait list and I will probably listen to it, but just having it is very, very cool to me. And Nell kind of laughed at me a little bit. I don't get excited about meeting musicians or actors. I want to say not athletes either, although if you put me in a room with the Vegas Golden Knights, I might freak out a little bit. I am a hockey girl for sure, but I am a fangirl. I am a major fangirl when it comes to other authors. I have a whole list of authors that I either am dying to meet or can't believe I actually got to meet. My friend Bruce Borges, and I'm calling you friend, that's right, I don't care. You don't have to admit it back, but I do absolutely adore Bruce Borges, and I have all 3 of his books. Anytime he's signing in the area, I do go see him. He made the mistake of letting me know he lives in the area, so I'm not a full-on stalker, but I definitely show up when he's at public events. Michael Beckner, I'm also a big fan, who is another one that's in the area. James Rollins, if you're familiar with the Sigma Forest books, I absolutely love them. I've read all of them. He's another Nevada author, and I have met him at the Las Vegas Writers Conference, so he even let me come back and have lunch with him and get signed books, so very, very excited. When I went to the Riley Sager event, and just so you understand why people say we're crazy, we live in Las Vegas. The event was in Scottsdale or Paradise Valley, Arizona, near Phoenix. That is a 6-hour drive each way. That was a very, very long day because we did it in one day. So I got the opportunity to ask a question during the Q&A session. I stood up and my hand was just shaking holding that microphone. My voice, I could feel it trembling. It was an experience, and she was making fun of me a little bit, good-naturedly, of course, but just the fact that of all things is what gets me nervous, what made me kind of freak out a little bit. So, but a huge thank you to Riley Sager and to the Poison Pen bookstore, which is some of the fun stuff I have back here. I found this super cute book, Cats Are Cheaper Than Therapy. And no, I don't mean that seriously. I fully believe in therapy and in working through your traumas, but I also love cats, obviously. Got the ears on, and we'll just ignore the fact that Poe's not a big cat fan. I also found this adorable bookmark with one of my favorite quotes on it. It says, "Shoot for the moon. If you land, you'll still land among the stars." And then Nell found me this keychain. Being a thriller author, the little skeleton is kind of appropriate for me, and this is just one more chapter on it. So again, very, very appropriate. They also have stickers, because what cool bookstore doesn't have stickers? Oh, I lost one. This one is actually from my mom. It says, "Read books, pet dogs." And then another one for a friend that says, "Read books, pet cats." This one's mine, because, come on, it's got Poe on it. And then this one is for another author friend of mine. So I had a good time hanging out, getting all sorts of stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and take my little catacorn and leave him happy because I got to go on this fun adventure. You can also see, for those of you, again, that keep asking, yes, I do still have mini pose, and I have a few more coming, so if you're going to see me at Authors and Dancers, at the Gothic Market coming up next month, or so I have a few more left. The Las Vegas Book Festival, I will have the baby pose. And then my cappuccino and mocha, my little boba tea are in the background there. So like I said, I'm full of stuffed animals today. One question that keeps coming up is about the books that I take recipes from. One of them, and it's the author that you've seen if you read the newsletter, Joanne Fluke. So this one is one of the new ones I've got, and then I've got 3 more. That one only has a couple recipes because it's a collection of 3 different authors, but then I've got these, and I'm just gonna pick one just to show you. So every one of her books has a ton of recipes. They're all listed on the back and then like what page they're on. She even, because my guess is she's actually a baker, she even has a baking conversion chart and different tips and tricks for baking. So if you're not a familiar baker like I am, it does have a bunch of things. Then there's actually an author that I adore. The series is set in Alaska. I kind of fell in love with it when I was there last fall. Mark Cameron. He writes the Earless Cutter series. He's a U.S. Marshal. But his grandpa, affectionately known as Grumpy, let's see if I can find recipes here. Grumpy Cutter made all sorts of recipes with his grandsons, and now that Arliss is older, he will make them with his nephews. And so you can see this one is for venison stew, and then there's buttermilk biscuits. So I grabbed one of his books. And then my favorite, I'm very excited about these. Now, one of these is not mine, so I'm being very careful with the actual book itself, and I think I've shown it off once before. The Necro Nom Nom Nom. This belongs to my friend Patrick Madden. I'm going to have my own, just because it's such a cool book. But the recipes, you can see this is very cool. Kind of looks like a Book of Shadows almost. But when you read the front recipe, the main part of the book, it'll actually tell you what the offerings are, which is the ingredients. It'll tell you the rites, which is the actual recipe, but it's written like a spell, which is pretty cool. If you go into the back, it's actually written like normal recipes. For those of us that don't read H.P. Lovecraft and don't know how his writing sounds, but I am, and if you guys saw the Ed Bird Scissorbeak, I'm not even sorry about that, by the way. I absolutely love Tim Burton. I got a Tim Burton book. All of the recipes in this book are based on characters from Tim Burton, Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, all sorts of different cool. This one's a fun one. The Frog's Breath and Nightshade Risotto. I'm actually going to be making that one. It has cocktails, which is pretty cool. So either I'm going to try this, which is probably a mistake, or I'm going to have Nell do it, which is much more likely. And then I have other ones downstairs that have recipes called the Witch's Cookbook. They're based on like Sabrina the Teenage Witch or Hocus Pocus, different witches, different fictional witches, some literary, some television. So I have all sorts of fun recipes for that that have, again, go back to fiction. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot going on with all of that. Just this past weekend, I did my photo shoot. A huge, huge thank you to Silent J Photography and my photographer, specifically Marcy, who helped me with that. This was so outside my comfort zone. And it was sort of a Kayla Rose meets Mackenzie Knight in the dark, spooky, but also kind of fun, sexy, sultry look. I'm excited and a little nervous to see how the pictures came out. But she and I are planning to work together again. We have another boudoir style session, and then she is going to help me with a fitness session in promotion for Everyday Spartan. So I'm truly grateful to her for that. And then speaking of Everyday Spartan, there have been a lot of things coming up, some on the personal side, but mostly professionally. I took a look at my schedule, my publishing schedule, everything. And for those that are waiting for that mashup between Mackenzie Knight and Kayla Rose, it is coming but it is getting pushed back. Right now, I am focusing solely on getting the Sin books done and getting everything set for Everyday Spartan. I kind of decided to take advantage of the fact that I'm on light movement and can't really train right now. But once I get into it, I'm going to be training a lot. I'm only going to have a year to get ready for things like High Rocks, for another, God help me, half marathon. I hate running. I have a number of events next year to show me kind of how I'm progressing as I get ready for Everyday Spartan and the 6 Spartan races. So I need to really have a lot of this writing done. I will have those books written, but I am not publishing them until I get past the Sin books. So through next June, which is June 21st, the summer solstice, which is when book 7 comes out, those are going to be the only books that I'm releasing. Wrath, then Greed, and then Sloth and Gluttony, which is the last book. If you're familiar with the books, you know that Sloth and Gluttony is one book that is the twins. So, but those are the only 3 books I have coming out. I know I had planned to have your book come out. I plan to have the first of the Reverse Harem series come out. I even had, I think, 1 or 2 more that were supposed to come out in the spring. Again, they're being written. They're probably going to be released pretty fast-paced once the Sin series is over. But I want to make sure that I have things kind of set up and ready to go, so I'm not trying to write all night after I train, after I work my day job. I'm trying to actually be a responsible adult, which is new for me. I'm not really a professional grown-up at all. I'm more of a let's just wing it and see what's happening. Today, I do want to take a moment. You guys have seen some pictures recently of my friend Katie. She is absolutely adorable, super sweet, and she is moving. She's moving back to Pennsylvania, where she's from, and I'm going to miss her tremendously. So, Katie, if you see this, I hope you know how much I'm going to miss you. And thank you so much for coming into my life and being my friend. Also, on the flip side, because you can see I'm kind of tearing up a little bit on that, a big happy birthday to my artist, mixologist, and amazing best friend, Nell. Her birthday is tomorrow. And she's a little bit younger than me. She likes to point that out. So yes, you're not quite in your 40s yet, but it's coming, and I will plan an amazing party for you. When you turn 40 this year, you just get your birthday cake. So, and yes, for those that have asked, I will be posting pictures of her birthday cake. It is you guys know she makes custom craft cocktails. Her cake is based on one of her craft custom designs, which is a bourbon, blackberry, and basil. So she has a vanilla bourbon cake, a blackberry curd filling, and a basil lavender buttercream. And I will post pictures of that because I've had a few people asking, and yes, I have a list of all the things I wanted to make sure I talked to you guys about. Matt Riley, how busy everything's been, posting on Everyday Spartan. I am sorry again about suspending those books, but I do think that it's going to be the right thing, and I will have pre-orders actually going up for all those other books. People keep asking it why I don't do pre-orders. Honestly, because I panic and I write things at the last minute to get everything done in time. And then, of course, I put myself in that predicament like we had with the last book where Amazon decided to hold things up for like 6 weeks. So I'm going to have things moving forward after the Sin series done a little differently. And then the last one, I did tease it. Why is there a Backstreet Boys song up as Song of the Week? Because I know you guys see I do a lot of things, and it's even been mentioned that some of my social media looks a little bit more like a lifestyle blog or something. Part of that's just because I'm multi-genre, I'm widely diverse in my personal life and in my writing, that I wanted to kind of showcase that. My husband, who you guys have heard about, I don't think I've ever had him on here, but he is a veteran. And so we do a lot of things through VetTix, which is a fantastic program. First Tix is another great one for people who are first responders. They honor people who have served their community by giving them free or discounted tickets to shows and events. Ever since I became a Yelp Elite, I've gotten to also do some things and help share some fantastic different programs and places with people. So that's been very cool. I love being able to help kind of get out there, including, I think you guys saw the post I did about it. these awesome passports, the cocktails, pizza, and coffee ones. So I will be heading out and kind of doing like a twofer. I get to check out all these cool places while also sharing them through Yelp. But because of that, because of all the amazing different programs that we're a part of and all the different things we get to do, I am very excited to revisit my high school years. I'm not a huge boy band fan, but when you get to go to the Sphere, if you're familiar with Vegas and the Sphere, when you get to do that for free, you say yes. So next Thursday, we are going to the Backstreet Boys concert at the Sphere, and I do know a lot of their songs. Yes, they were my high school era for sure. That's when they were in their heyday, the original Millennium album that came out, and to be fair, I forgot the name of the album until they called this tour the Back to the Millennium album, or tour, but I'm very excited to get to go and check out the Sphere again. It's been a while since I've seen a show there, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do so without having to pay the crazy amount of money that does come with most Sphere shows. So yes, for those that are familiar with the Backstreet Boys concerts at the Sphere, I do have an all-white outfit. I will be dressed up appropriately for the show. So yeah, that is why the Backstreet Boys are the song of the week. It was not originally planned that way, but I'm feeling goofy. Like I said, a combination of way too much coffee, nowhere near enough sleep. So I still have some desserts to make for the event tonight. I have a birthday cake to finish for Nell's party tomorrow, and I probably have to clean this mess up. But I did want to just kind of show off a couple of the things that are going on. I did want to share the fact that, like I said, for a number of reasons, but mostly because I honestly think it's probably the most professionally responsible thing to do, so that I'm not holding you guys up and promising something that I'm not delivering. I am pushing back the release of those books, which does kind of fall under not delivering. But they are coming. The books are being written, and like I said, I will get pre-orders up and I will have everything up and ready to go so that we can actually do some fun celebrations when they come out on time, because neither I nor Amazon is holding them up. So thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning or afternoon if you're on the East Coast. And thank you for understanding and being so supportive of everything going on recently. And this list is nothing. That doesn't even qualify as a to-do list. The real one, which you guys saw in the video, it is slowly getting crossed up. So I'm making progress. Hopefully next month will be a little bit shorter. Next week coming up, I know I normally mention a week of, but we have the author happy hour, which is going to be next Friday. So that will be with me, Sarah, and Nell. And we are doing a twofer because with Wrath coming and with her book, Snakes and Stones, that came out, Nell's making 2 different custom cocktails. One is Medusa themed, I believe, for Sarah, and then I don't know what she's doing for Wrath. She's mentioned bourbon, she's mentioned cinnamon, she's mentioned smoky, she's mentioned all sorts of stuff. So we will see what she comes up with. That'll be fun. And then, of course, the author social, if you're in the area, we will be out at the Paseo Verde Library again, hanging out at the Coffee Press. So that is on Saturday the 15th, next weekend. But we got a lot going on. Like I said, tons and tons going on this whole month. So I will be with you guys next Friday morning and in the evening if you get the chance to hang out. For now, I got to get back to the kitchen. I got to get this office cleaned up. I've got way too much going on. So I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week. Hopefully same time, same place. And until then, have a good time and stay caffeinated.